Welcome to the Daily Dose. My name's Robert. It's my pal Susan, and today's the day. You know, People forget, and I think sometimes we even forget. The whole point of this thing is to come here like an empty vessel, because I think, like any conversation, it could go a million different directions. Here's what I want to highlight right now. I'm just glad to be having the conversation
Oh, how nice. What a
because
lovely thing to say.
we missed a dose yesterday, and it doesn't happen often. Yeah, two.
Two in
Wow,
a row.
that
Because it was the weekend and family and holiday and stuff. And
That's fascinating to me, because here we are. Okay, this is a great time to look at this. I think we're about 127 episodes in. And as people know, yes, sometimes we pre-record, especially because we have these big lifetime events coming up. Uh, I'm taking a break from my systematic review for the first time in whatever, which is going to be nuts, to do some live events, which is cool. And Susan's about to have this amazing surgery, the deep brain stimulation. So when we backlogged some of this, when we haven't, I think, for what, 3 months, missed more than a day in a row. That's the first time.
yes.
So the value of a daily check-in like this, and
Oh,
again, this type of conversation, yes, part of it is our relationship, and I think it also has to do with the sacred space of this, of the unknown.
it nourishes, yes, that this little 5 minutes does that. And maybe you're right, maybe part of it that is our friendship. But to have something that's just purely inherently authentic and unknown as it comes out and discover what it is as it happens, we don't get that opportunity very often to
No,
get
and
to
this
know
is where,
ourselves.
yeah, we've done enough of this to where I think we can speak about this now, to speak about the value of showing up as an empty vessel in a very pragmatic 5-minute time period, because I do think this is usable. And not that this was built for the purpose of using, this is built for the purpose of communicating, we know. Just that if we have discovered something useful, that there's giving the gift, right? To tell people, like you said, try this out, show up to a conversation with somebody, and just have the ground rules of, we don't know this is where it's going to go, no agenda. And it's kind of in the mirror game, that one person starts and they follow, and then they call switch, the other person goes. The goal of the mirror game is no leader, no follower, right?
And or to discover that we can be both. That
Yeah,
in the individual can
that's
be,
right. At any given time,
and keep changing it up if you're so inclined.
right?
Yeah, that's been really really valuable.
I think within that, as I kind of conceptualize that form of communication, that relationship, it is the bonding of power. It is two people coming together to say, whatever it is we're building in this communication, it's
Mhm.
greater than anything I could have done individually.
This whole is greater than the sum of the parts. It just
Well,
applies all the time. Yeah,
yeah, it
yeah.
speaks to the power
There's
of
a
empathy.
dynamic. The dynamic is multiplying. It's
There's
multiplying.
multiplying dogs.
And yes, it turns into canine communication as well. That
Yeah,
I might mute them for a minute if they keep it up.
you're doing great. I agree with that. We talked about it in terms of strength in numbers, right? In terms of players. It's the same in a one-on-one conversation too. There's a strength in the number of two, elevating what is going to happen by being present.
That's the whole key. That's the whole key right now. Right
Yeah,
now. Yeah.
yeah. And that flies back to today's the day. So many of our things, when we take the time to listen and then yes and it.
I have to tell you a sweet thing that happened yesterday, just completely unexpected. But I go back and I listen to episodes all the time because I'm interested, you know, how it's evolved, but I'm not going chronologically. So it's just, I just jumping here and there. And the one that I listened to yesterday was the one that was done on your birthday. And I don't know if you remember, but it was quite a philosophical conversation about it was just before is your no, it was your birthday and then just a few days before your daughter's, right?
Right.
Yeah. And so you were reflecting on what it's like to be the birthday boy and what it's like to not really be celebrated so much. And I reflected on a time when I was the birthday girl and the clown was paying more
Mm,
attention to another child at the party than the
yeah.
birthday girl. And Facebook told me it was Paula's birthday. And it was so wonderful to have this beautiful philosophical remembrance of birthdays and thoughtfulness about birthdays. So I sent it to her as a birthday present.
Oh, that's cool. That's my
Isn't that
gift, is
fun?
my song. That's great.
Yeah.
This one's for you. Um,
Yeah. And
well,
that might be a wrap. That might be a nice place to close.
that's the gift. Thanks.